Hello, welcome to Daily Creative Challenge. Happy Monday, you guys. Let's see who's in the chat. Hello, Sam. Hello, Lauren and Corel and Cody. Welcome to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Elizé. If you haven't met me yet, hello, welcome. I'm an Adobe XD instructor, and I also create fun and educational content on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the things. And I create events like portfolio do's and don'ts or intro to user research. If you guys are interested, you can find me at Elizé_UX, and I'll drop some links in the chat below. You know, my whole goal is to make design education a good time. So I really hope you guys have a good time with me in these next few weeks. I've got some fun challenges for you guys. We're gonna be talking about the trends, UX, UI trends for 2022. So I'm really excited because we're already thinking about next year, right? We're starting to plan for all the fun stuff that's gonna be happening in the new year. Hello, Unicorn. Hello, Rosie and Deborah. Welcome, everyone. So let's look at the Daily Creative Challenge landing page. If this is your first time doing one of these challenges, give me a little what, hello in the chat. Let me know if this is your first time. Today, this is a welcome stream. I'm going to be welcoming you into this challenge. I'm going to be showing you Adobe XD. Maybe if this is your first time, we'll talk about some tips and tricks, and I'll give you a little mini challenge as well if you are game for it. So here is where you're going to find everything you need to know for the Daily Creative Challenge. So this is the link. It will be dropped into the chat as well. And what you're going to find here is this big blue button. This allows you to enroll and take the challenge. So you can click on that in order to enroll. Once you've done that, you are going to be able to get all the challenges. They're going to be all unlocked every single day. This begins today. So welcome. This is day 0. Welcome stream. And this is going to be live for the next 2 weeks. And then after that, we are going to stream them again. They're going to be replays of the streams for the following 2 weeks. So you have 4 weeks to complete all of these challenges. So it's going from November 8th to December 10th. All right, how does this work? We're like, okay, I got it. We got the dates. How does this all happen? So you're going to receive a challenge every day. And you're going to find those challenges here. Now, nothing has been unlocked yet. You're going to see the first challenge unlocked tomorrow. But again, don't worry, we're going to go over a little mini challenge today. And then you're going to join the community chat. You'll click onto this link and it's going to open up Discord for you right here. So this is what Discord looks like. And here you're going to see all these different channels. If this is very foreign to you, don't worry. The main channels that you need to worry about is this one here under feedback. This is it says #challenge. This is where you're going to be able to upload your challenges, and you can upload images or videos, and we'll talk about how you can upload those in just a little bit. But here's where you're going to upload it in order to get feedback from other people. We have mentors in here that are always giving feedback to your design. So this is such a great opportunity to learn and to grow and to network, because there's thousands of people here and you can actually give feedback onto other people's designs. So I really encourage you guys to do that as well. Some other channels you might want to check out here is introductions under chat. Maybe give yourself, a little hello, welcome to other people in the community. Maybe respond to other people, see where they're at, what they have to say about themselves and their goals. The other thing that I'm going to tell you to pay attention to for the next few weeks is the tips and tricks channel. I am going to put in every day some of the tips and tricks that I'm talking about throughout the challenge. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about a UX trend. I am going to talk about some of the tips and things to look out for, putting it here inside this channel so you can review it as you start to design yourself. And again, feel free to look at the other channels, get connected, learn about other people, and build your community. You'll also have the opportunity to watch this live stream every day with me, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every day. I'm going to be showing you how I've designed my challenge and some of the tips and tricks I have for you guys. And we'll be live together if you want to join in the chat and say hello to me. Say it like Farouk did. Hello, Farouk. Hello, Cornell. Hello, Rosie. And you can ask questions as you want throughout the chat. So as you're watching today, feel free to ask questions as we go through the next few weeks together. There's always going to be someone that's going to respond back to you. We are here for you. And then again, you'll see all those challenges unlocked over here every single day. If you need to download Adobe XD, if you've never opened it before, you can click onto this link to download it, okay? So once you've downloaded it, we're gonna talk about what you're gonna see, what is gonna be the first screen that you're gonna look at, how you can start to get comfortable in the tool in just a second. But something that I wanna share with you is some other people's design challenges that they've uploaded throughout the last few years here. So if I select, or if I search XD Creative Challenge, I'm going to be able to see people's past challenges. So if you want to see like what's in store, what your designs could look like, you can feel free to check out some of the previous creative challenges that have been submitted. You can also, of course, see some of the challenges that have been submitted in the Discord as well. But this kind of gives you an idea of what your designs could eventually look like, right? All right, cool. Hello, Mohammed. Welcome. And let's get into Adobe XD. All right. Now, Adobe XD, this is what a design file is going to look like. But if you've never created a design file before, it's going to look something like this. When you open up the app for the first time, you're going to see this and you're going to be like, oh no, where do I begin? Don't worry. You can either select one of these options here for your artboards. Just select any one is fine for now. Or you can select new file. Once that happens, you're going to see a design file that looks somewhat like this. You may not have, if you're just doing a brand new file, if you're not opening up a design file that I've provided, it's just going to look like a big gray area like this. If you're downloading a file that we've provided to you, it's going to look a little something like this. Now, in here, this little frame over here is going to give you the challenge prompt. So today, our mini challenge is going to be redesigning a mobile version of your favorite site, or you can also redesign the Behance XD Creative Challenge screen. What? Yes, I'll break this down for you a little bit more in just a second. And then you're going to see some inspiration here. And here you'll also see some resources. Now, if I click into this item here, I can see on the right-hand side that there are different options. It says default, icons, fonts, etc. If I click into them, I can see some links for where I can find some icons or where I can find some fonts or photos, tutorials. So this is a resource for you. Let's talk about some of the very basics of XD. This big mask gray area, it's called your pasteboard. This is where all of your designs are going to live. And on the left-hand side, this is your toolbar. There's just like 10 options here. It's very lean. And there's just some basic tools like selecting an object, creating a rectangle, creating text. So just a couple of options, and we're gonna cover this more in just a bit. But that's your toolbar. Once you've created something in XD, like let's say this text, over here on the right-hand side, once I've selected that object on my screen, this menu is gonna pop up and it's gonna change depending on what I've selected. So because I selected text, I'm able to change the text, I'm able to change the font weight and size and color. So it's hard to get lost in XD. You're able to select something, and then over on the right-hand side is where you're gonna be able to make those changes. let's start designing away in a little bit here. So this is what we're gonna design. If you remember in the prompt, you can redesign a mobile version of a favorite site or of the Behance screen. So I am doing a redesign of the Behance screen, their mobile site. So this is actually what the mobile screen pretty much looks like. I just skipped out on a little bit of the how it works section, but I just took some screenshots and this is what I want to redesign. If you don't want to redesign it and you just want to create it exactly as it is, that's also a fun exercise, especially if you're new and you're like, I just want to see if I can recreate a design that's already out there. That is totally an option and I recommend you try that out. If you're ready to take it to the next level and you're like, I would try to do some new things, I would try something a little different than what they've designed, then I recommend you trying to do a little bit of a redesign. And the inspiration I provided here, this is a very common practice for new designers, is to redesign something that's already out there. And I am going to share with you a couple of examples here. One is this LinkedIn redesign. So this person redesigned, or this designer redesigned LinkedIn and added a twist that made it more either beneficial from their perspective, made it more visually interesting. Maybe there's just a new feature they wanted to add. So you can take this wherever you want, whatever way that you think you can adjust it or make it a little bit better. Feel free to have your own spin on it. And again, use a site that you really like already, or maybe there's a site that you think is really bad and you're like, I could totally redo this in such a better way. Have fun with that. This is Amazon. Someone redesigned it. It kind of have this like very dark color mode and it looks really cool. It has a totally different visual take to Amazon. So feel free to take those as some inspiration for when you're designing and either designing a completely different site, whatever you want it to be, or an app, or again, using the Behance site. Ready to start designing? Let's do it. So we are going to be doing this Behance redesign. Cornell says they love redesigns and concept art. So glad. I'm glad you can enjoy this exercise. Again, it's all about having fun while you do something. You get so much further if you're enjoying yourself as you go through the process. I am going to first create an artboard. This is this background where everything, all of my objects, all of my art and photography is laid on top of. It just constrains the whole design into this one area. So things aren't just floating everywhere and all in the ground, this gray mass area. So in order to make this artboard, I am going to go over on the left-hand side in my toolbar, if you guys remember where that is. The second one to the bottom is the artboard. So I am going to select that, and it almost seems like nothing happened. But over on the right-hand side in my property inspector, I have these options. So I am actually going to select one of these mobile artboards, but you can choose tablet or desktop, social media, watches. There are different artboard dimensions depending on what you're designing. So here I'm going to select the artboard for the iPhone 12. Great. First thing is done. Woohoo. Now what I want to do is I want to create this menu, this heading and little menu icon here. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to create this rectangle layer. And in order to do so, I'm going again to the left-hand side into my toolbar, and I'm selecting the second one from above, rectangle. Once that is selected, I'm now able to make a rectangle on my artboard. So I'm just going to drag out a rectangle shape here. Now again, if you recall, if I wanted to make adjustments to this shape, I can do it over here on the right-hand side. I can change the color if I wanted. I can remove that border. I can maybe make it more rounded, the corners more rounded. So there are different options you have here. And I'm just gonna make a very plain white rectangle shape. From here, I want to get this menu icon. There is a plugin And over here in the bottom left-hand corner is where I can find all my plugins. If someone can just drop in a link into the chat on how you can discover plugins, that'd be great. We don't have much time to talk about them today, but they're basically extensions to XD. So you can like do things that the regular XD isn't able to do yet. So it's like little add-ons to XD. And so in here, I am using a Icons for Design plugin. I want to search for a menu icon. Now I have these menu icon options. I'm going to select one, and then I'm just going to drag it where I want it to go. So easy to use icons. Yes. Cool. We're already got some stuff on the page. Now I want to have this text, this logo. When you're redesigning something and you're redesigning a brand that's already well known, what you can do is just a basic search online for, I'm gonna search Behance logo. Gonna go to my images, and I can see that there are some options here. So I see this Behance option. I am just going to drag it over onto my screen here and take one of the corners, holding Shift to reduce the size, but maintain the width and height proximity there. So I'm just gonna put Behance. Cool. Then from there, I am going to do something called grouping. This allows it so if I wanted to move this whole header, I don't have to like move each individual piece. I wanna move them as a group. So in order to do so, I'm just gonna grab all of those layers, right click and select group. Now this whole header moves as a group and it's not as frustrating to move around. I can also see all my layers and all my groups over here in the bottom left-hand side corner here where we saw plugins. The icon right above is layers. So here I see this as a group and I could see the layers within my group. Okay. If you wanted to ungroup something, you can also simply right-click and ungroup as well. So grouping and ungroup allows you to move things about. Cool. So from here, I have this little background image, and in this scenario, I'm just using the screenshot from the desktop experience, and I want to put it into just this area here. So I am going to create the shape that I want the image to go into. So I want it to just land about here. This is like the height and width I want the image to go into. So I did a rectangle. If you recall over here, I can select rectangle, or I can use on my keyboard the shortcut R to get into rectangle as well. That's the quick shortcut. Then from there, if I go on into the Behance site and I want to let's go into the Behance site. And I'm going to see these like cute little images over here on the left and on the right. I just want to grab, I think I'm just going to grab this one here. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. And then I'm going to take that image and I'm just going to drag it into that shape. Now, if you're like, what is that magic you just did? You can really do it with any image. It doesn't have to be a screenshot or anything like that. You can take literally any image that you want. Let's say I have this image here. I can just take any image and drag it into a shape, and it's going to automatically mask it into that shape that I had originally created. So it's just such an easy way to bring images into your design. So first creating the shape, then dragging the image in there. So now I'm going to create a rectangle on top, and I am going to change the radius, the corners here to, not 330. I'm going to get rid of the border, and I'm going to put a little drop shadow on there. So that's all in the contextual menu. I'm just going to bring in my logo, And from here, I'm gonna go to the text tool over on the left-hand side in my toolbar to create some text. Now there is a tool to allow you to understand what font some sites are using. It's called What Font. It's a Chrome extension. So I am going to also drop that into the chat for you guys. And what this allows you to do is, I'm using the What Font. Let's use this example. Here I have the What Font and I'm selecting this text. I can see that they're using Acumen Pro. I can see the height, the weight, etc. So this allows me to be able to actually use the same fonts if I have access to it as the original. So I can have some text there. I can add a circle. Maybe I'm going to place in my little headshot in there. Again, I am just going to drag and drop my headshot into that shape. I can put some more text and I can also create a button. So basic rectangle shape for the button. And this is another handy dandy thing when you are recreating or redesigning some other person's brand. For the fill color, I can use this little eyedropper, and if I select any color, it's going to turn that shape into that exact color. So if you're like, I don't know the color of Amazon and I'm redesigning Amazon, you can just use that little eyedropper to take that image there, or take an eyedrop of that exact color there. So that's how you can do that piece. And then you can put in some text, take the challenge. T for text is the shortcut. And I'm changing the fill color over on the right-hand side. Cool. Now, something I wanted to give you just a little bit of a taste of is what you're going to be seeing these next few weeks, actually, for the 2022 UX UI trends that are coming up. You're going to see Numorphism. Oh my God, numorphism. There we go. It's hard to say. You guys try saying that 10 times. Numorphism. This is a fun, like minimalist, kind of almost plastic looking UI trend that's pretty popular. It's really fun to play around with. So we're going to be doing some stuff with that. We're also going to be doing stuff with animations, micro animations, as well as auto animate. So that's going to be really exciting. And then we're also going to talk about mobile first. So I just wanted to give you a little taste of 3 of the challenges that are going to be coming up. And in my redesign, that's kind of how I would showcase those challenges. Now you can see that in the previous design, it's similar, but I kind of made some more adjustments to it to make it more of my own, to have a little fun with it. So again, have fun with it on your own, like redesign this page also, the Behance XD Creative Challenge page, or redesign a completely new page, having fun with a site that's well known or a site that you really love. Finally, I'm going to talk about how you can share this design. There's a couple ways to do it. One of the most easiest ways is to make sure you've selected the artboard. From there, you're going to select File, Export, Selected, and you're going to export it as an image, a PNG, and you can export that. Once it's an image, you can just drag and drop it, or just drop it into the Discord channel. If you recall, over here into challenge, you can upload that image in here, and then you can get feedback from the community. So that's what I'm going to talk about for now. We'll talk a little bit more about how you can upload it, upload videos into Discord, how you can also upload it into Behance as well when we get to tomorrow's challenge. All right, I hope you feel more confident with some of the basics of XD and you feel comfortable making those shapes, bringing in images, bringing in logos, understanding how you can grab assets like logos and images that are directly from another brand's company. And again, I'm really excited to continue this journey with you for the next few weeks, 2022 UX UI trends. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I hope to see you guys all there. Good to see you, Sam and Unicorn and Cornell. Thank you guys for just participating in the chat, and we'll see you tomorrow.